Welcome to this How To Trophies 100% completion guide for the game Super Toy Cars. I'm Dan and I'll be taking you through this game today and hopefully getting you 100% that you need. We will start the guide by obtaining the PACIFIST trophy. This is for not firing a single weapon during a race and winning the race. This is pretty simple, so just go into the career mode, load your first race with the first car, and you should be able to win this fairly easily depending on your level of knowledge of racing games. The controls are quite simple and you are allowed to drift, which allows you to boost as well, so I would recommend getting used to the drift mechanics as you're going to need these for the trophies later in the game. One thing to note is that I found the trophies only tended to unlock when I went back to the menu screen, so whenever I went back to the menu screen later in the game, you'll see that I tend to unlock multiple trophies at the same time from this screen rather than actually in the actual game itself or on the track. So just one thing to watch out. I'm not sure whether this happens for everyone or if it was just for me. And we'll cross the line to unlock the PACIFIST trophy. This one actually unlocks at the end of the race, unlike the others that I mentioned previously. Then we'll move on to the next trophy, which is to fully upgrade one of the cars in the career mode. I simply chose to fully upgrade the first car you get in the game, and to do this I won all the races that I could and collected all the big coins that you see on the track, or as many as I could. These will help towards the final goal of unlocking all of the cars and buying all of the upgrades, as well as there is a trophy for collecting the big coins as well. So as many of these as you can collect early the better, and as much as you can get the first places as well. That will also help to unlock things later in the game. The first car is pretty good and will actually get you a majority of the way through the game just by using that. I fully upgraded it here, so in theory I could probably continue to use it, but I wanted to explore some of the other cars within the game. So you'll see later on I do use some different vehicles in order to complete some of the different trophies within the rest of the game. You can either choose to purchase the upgrades one at a time simply from the shop between each race, or you could save up your credits and buy them all at once. I think at this point I was starting to feel like my car wasn't as fast as the other competitors' AI cars, so therefore I jumped out and thankfully managed to buy all of the upgrades with the cash I'd already accumulated from the races. So next is the first set of trophies, where as I mentioned, I had to exit back to the menu screen and then I got 3 trophies at once. These all might have unlocked all naturally at once, but it seemed a bit random that I managed to get them all at the same time. So those 3 trophies were Long Drift, Marathon Drifter and Booster. The first 2 are for drifting a set amount of distance at one time, and for drifting a set amount of distance altogether, and then Booster was again boosting for a certain amount of time. I believe it's 10 minutes for the Booster trophy. The Long Drift trophy is particularly difficult to get because you have to drift 500 metres, and knowing what 500 metres is in this reality is quite hard, so I would just say drift as much as possible. I did fully upgrade the drift on this car, and it's a car that drifts quite easily, so therefore I managed to get all these trophies at the same time. Practice drifting as much as possible and you'll get there eventually. It's just all about practice and timing and having the right course that has the right amount of distance and no obstacles in the way for you to continue your drift unimpeded. I did use this car for quite a number of the races going forwards. I can't pronounce the name of it, I'll be honest, so I'm just not going to bother at this point. At this point we'll move on to collect the 100 coins. Again, just continue to move through the career mode, try and win every race you can, and also try and collect the coins. There's usually 1 or 2 on each track, and they respawn each lap, so therefore there's probably between 6 and 8 coins you could collect per race, so this shouldn't take you too long to complete. Just while we've got a little bit of time while we're collecting these coins, please remember to like, share or subscribe to us here at How To Trophies. Drop us a comment in the comment section below. You can also find us on social media at Facebook, X or on PlayStation Network. Looking forward to interacting with you on all of these platforms. As we unlock the 100 coins trophy, the next one we're going to unlock is another cumulative trophy, so it's for using 250 weapons. Or 250 power-ups as they're actually called within the game. Like most of the trophies in this game, it's another simple cumulative trophy that you should gain just through playing most of the career mode. That is the one good thing about this game, that most of the trophies should be gained naturally through just playing the game. You shouldn't have to do too much other things in order to unlock all the trophies. The last trophy we will unlock will be the 500 miles trophy, which will be a bit of a pain, so I'll explain that when we get later in the video. The current trophy we're working on is the MILLIONAIRE trophy, which rather bizarrely is a trophy for having 500,000 credits, or having earned 500,000 credits, which isn't a million at all, so really interesting name for that trophy. As we move towards the end of the career mode, there are 2 more trophies to unlock when you finish it. So Champion and Completionist will unlock together, because as I said earlier in the video, what you try and finish first in every single race. I don't really like going back to races to recomplete them, having done them once, so I like to finish first in all of them and then just simply move on when the championship is in this structure like it is in this game, where you get points for wins. I'm now using pretty much the fastest car in the game, which is the Formula 2500. This will pretty easily win all the races, and I'm going to fully upgrade it as well, as you need to fully upgrade all the cars to unlock a trophy later in the game. So what we're aiming for now, once we've completed the races, is that we're going to maybe do a few more races in order to gain some more coins. So we'll talk you through that once we actually finish this race. And there you are, we've completed the career mode, and the 2 trophies for doing that are unlocked now. So we'll quickly pick up the collector trophy because we have enough money to unlock all of the cars. And then once we've done that, we'll work towards the obsessive collector trophy, which is the one where you have to fully upgrade all of those cars. You probably won't quite have the money to do that at the end of the game. It depends on how much you've replayed each level. I did finish first quite a lot first time, so therefore I didn't earn those extra coins while I was finishing in the lower positions and then retrying for the higher positions. I guess that's one bad part of actually coming first all the time, is that you don't necessarily get as many coins as you might do. So my strategy to earn more coins was pretty simple. I went to the last round of the championship and simply completed that a few times. There's a reason why I chose this, because A, you get the most amount of money. I think you get 50,000 coins per each win, so that should really help me to complete the trophy very quickly. But also it has a good knock-on effect to the other trophies that I'm going to require at the end of this game, which are for getting an amount of air for a certain time and doing that 500 miles trophy that I mentioned a while back. This is the bit where this game does become a little bit of a grind, so I'm just constantly repeating the final level, repeating it, just building those coins up, going back and upgrading my vehicle in between doing this, knowing that actually eventually I'm going to have to do a lot more of these races in order to unlock the 500 miles trophy, which will be the final one we'll unlock. Again, there is no platinum in this, so we're just looking for the 100% completion. Don't know why there isn't a platinum, to be honest, but in all of the Super Toy Cars games there isn't a platinum trophy, so certainly for 1 and 2 anyway. So once we've completed the Obsessive Collector trophy, we'll move on to the Fly Like a Bird trophy. Again, I'm just using the same course because it's probably the longest course on the game, and it's one I'm very comfortable with. It has a ramp or 2 of which you can fly quite a distance, so I thought this would be probably one of the best courses in terms of getting some air. Again, after playing this last course a few times, I dropped back to the menu and the trophy unlocks, so I guess I would recommend dropping back to the menu fairly regularly, just to see if you get the same pattern that I did, where the trophies don't tend to unlock always right at the end of the race. I mean, some did, some didn't, so there isn't really a pattern that I could see, so to be safe, I guess it's just best to drop back to the menu every so often, or every time if you've got the patience to do that. And now we've unlocked that trophy for the final one, to drive the 500 miles. Now here is a little bit of an issue with the game. The trophy is in miles, but the little helpful stat screen is in meters. So what you have to do is you have to convert your meters into miles and then work out how many more laps you've got to do. I actually did a calculation based on the length of the final track and then worked out I had about 43 races to do around that same track in order to get to the equivalent of 500 miles in meters. So it wasn't a small amount of laps I had to do. So that's what, about 80 odd laps, because each race was 2 laps. So there's quite a bit to do at this point. It did get quite repetitive and quite tiring. So I wouldn't blame you if you gave up at this point, or at least took a break, because it's very hard to keep grinding like that. So I'll show you my end total on the stat screen just to finish. Thank you for watching this How To Trophies video, and I hope to see you again soon.